screen as well. So today we'll talk about something important, something, something really useful in this Selenium automation testing. Okay, friends. So here in the last session, we were talking about Selenium XPath and all these locators. Actually, if you say we are talking about something called Selenium locators, and we had discussed about different types of locators and what is CSS locator and how to write that, what is XPath and how to write it. So already we are using XPath sometime from since some time, like saying that / input type equal to. In the last session, we had a more elaborated discussion about that. What shall we say? Multiple locators and different types of locators. All that we discussed in the last session. There are few more things still we need to understand about these things. So today we are going to do about that. Okay. Also, we had discussed about these things in the last session. What is this? I was discussing this like different types of locators, like by class name, by ID, by tag name, by link name, by mobile name, something like that. There are so many. It's not like just these three. These are just few examples of locators, but still we have many more locators, in a web page. So anyhow, while going through this automation, we'll come to. I'll try to introduce as many as possible. Okay. And then I told you, right, in majority of the cases, we don't use much of these, but in very rare cases, we might try to use this by class or by ID or by tag locators. And apart from these, there are two important popular locators: CSS selector and XPath. And when we come to the CSS selector, even we discussed that. We discussed this in the last class. We go it by tag in a sequential approach to locate some web element in the web page. And we have observed that we try to get some a clear idea in the last session. So how do we do? We go from parent tag to child and child to sub tag. Like that, we traverse from one tag to another tag in the linear fashion or linear approach. And here, if you see, these are differences between CSS selector and XPath. So if you see, if it is a CSS selector, we have to traverse, has to traverse to all elements across that but web element. If you want to find some web element, you should traverse from parent to child to subchild, something like that. It has to traverse sequentially to find some web element. Of course, but if it is XPath, you don't need to do that. XPath is a dynamic, so in that way you don't need to traverse through all elements. That is the advantage with XPath, and we are using XPath in many examples. It's not like we're just using in one or two. We have seen many examples with XPath, and similarly. This CSS selector is very fast when searching an element. If you want to try to search for web element, this is very fast. We had discussed this in the last class, and we have seen examples as well with this. I'm uploading anyhow all these sessions one by one. You can get through that, okay, that session as well. But if it is XPath takes longer than CSS selector. But of course, that longer in the sense it's hardly a difference of milliseconds. It's not like minutes or hours. It doesn't take that much time. So there is a quite of a few millisecond difference between CSS selector and XPath. And we don't see that difference when we just try to test the same, when we try to find a web element with XPath or CSS selector. For us, we don't find big difference unless we try to, try to evaluate that with some kind of tools, that time. execution time with some kind of tools, we don't see that difference, which is more efficient. Is it CSS selector or XPath? That is fine. Then which is most reliable? So this CSS selector is less reliable. Why? Because we had discussed in the last session. Suppose this is your this thing, right? Suppose I take google.com and you have a simple button here. Now you say inspect. This is your this thing, all that metadata here at the right side window. Now, suppose all of a sudden you moved this button from this position to some right side or some left side, automatically the order of this tags changes. Then in case of that CSS selector, the problem is again we have to change the search pattern. Suppose if your search pattern is this for a CSS selector, what is that? For example, if you see, this is already discussed in the last class. I'm just quickly giving you an idea. So some div slash, okay, some slash div. No need. You can directly say otherwise center. We have to come like this, some center slash center in this one, and then input greater than. Again, maybe you can take some div. Just a minute. It has to pick up this div greater than center greater than input. Why it's not picking up? Sorry, I'm doing wrong. Finding searching in a wrong place. Yes. See, this is filter. Don't try to type your pattern here. Say Control F and try to do the in the search box. Okay, it will show us when you say Control F. It will show us a search box. Then say and now you can try div slash. Now you can see it picked up that div and then center. Now it will go to the under div. It will try to pick up some center again. In that, if you see now there are multiple things. You can select for something else as well. Okay, some input. Let us say if it has some input, you can see now. Excuse me, friends. So if I want to find some this button thing under this website. So I have to. This is actually a CSS tag. This is how we try to find CSS. We apply a CSS pattern, select CSS selector pattern. Then what happens? We have to go sequentially from one tag to another tag. Means parent to child and child to subchild, something like that. We should traverse sequentially. Suppose all of a sudden you move this button from here to some other place, then this pattern has to change, which we cannot rely on the same pattern. So that's why it is not reliable. CSS is not reliable for dynamic changes. Suppose if you don't make much changes to your website, then CSS selector is much reliable. But if you are making frequent changes to your website, then I say the CSS locator is not recommended that much. Is that clear, friends? So maybe this is another example for CSS selector. I'm just keeping that here for your this thing. Point is, that's why we mentioned it is less reliable. Why it is less reliable? Just now we had discussed. If any change in that web component, if you move anything to from one place to another place, we that pattern of CSS selector should change according to that. So that's why this CSS selector is less reliable, whereas XPath is more reliable. So that is difference here, more reliable than CSS selector. So that's a simple idea, friends. This is a quick difference between CSS selector and XPath. I hope this is clear for all of you, right? Next one. We are going to the another important concept of locators. This is one of the very useful concept in Selenium automation. Okay, so please try to understand it as clear as possible. Now next one, the other one is about suppose the hierarchy of a web page. Suppose you see this, like, hierarchy in sense, suppose if you take a small web page, you have that HTML code. In that HTML code, we have different types of tags, like, we should understand this example of this HTML, what tags are there, so that according to that you try to apply your locators. You can see here we have a start tag, and then we have a element node, and then we have, see, HTML is start tag, and head is a child to HTML, and then title is element node, means the data node here. Similarly, body is a parent of div tag. You can see here div is again a child to body. Again, you can see here again div is a parent of table, and you can tr is a child of table element, and then again at the bottom you can see end tag. So here you should understand couple of things. What is a parent tag? What is a child tag? Or what is ancestor? What is sibling? You should understand all this. HTML we can consider it as a parent tag, or start tag, or root tag, and head is again a child tag to HTML. Again, friends, if you see um, something like div. Div is what? Again, div is a child to body, and table is again it is actually a sibling we can go. Div and these two are same. This thing, this becomes a sibling. Okay, and simple thing. There are few more things here. This is all I mean the terminology we need to understand. Let me just show you somewhere. So this is XPath hierarchy terminology. What is that? Parent, ancestor. So the question is, what is parent here? What is ancestor here? Simple, right? You take this body tag. Here, for a table, this body is what? Parent. And suppose this HTML is the ancestor. Ancestor means something like, what shall we say? Like father is immediately parent, and grandfather is ancestor, and grandfather is also ancestor too, and grandfather is ancestor. Ancestor means something, right? Something from previous generations. So that is what ancestor is. Now you can see here again. Child, following sibling means what? There are two things again: preceding sibling, following sibling. Let's directly understand from the here. Suppose if you see here in this one, okay. So just a minute. I'm trying to little pull it down so that we have some. So okay, let's not waste time. See here for this, there are two siblings. Input tags. We have two input tags at the same level. If you see, Google search is one button, and I am feeling lucky is another button. Both are these are two siblings. Following sibling means something which comes after a sibling. Suppose here Google search and I am feeling lucky is there, and this one is a following sibling, means which comes after once after a sibling. Simply speaking, a sibling which comes after another sibling is a following sibling. And one more is this: understanding this terminology is important. Preceding means what? Before. A sibling which comes before. Preceding means this one. Suppose among these two, which is following sibling. So this I am feeling lucky is following Google search input, this one input tag. So I am feeling lucky tag is a following sibling, and then Google search is a preceding sibling. Is that clear, friends? So that is the quick idea. So anyhow, we will search it through some tags as well. Okay, we'll apply some tags and try to understand it more, it little deep. Here, if you see here, these are all paths here. Parent means now you are clear, right? What is parent? Parent means which represents start of tag. Suppose for these two input tags, which is the parent, center is the parent. For center, if you see here, for center, which is the parent, div is the parent. Got it, friends? Similarly, for a div, there might be something else on top of it. Okay, so you can see here for a div, you can see some another div is a parent, and then form is a parent. So okay, like that, you got it right. So that's called parent here. Ancestor means what? Ancestor means immediate tag. We can consider it as parent. You see here for this center, for this input center is the parent, and then div is ancestor. And again, suppose you have one more tag div here. This is another ancestor. This is called ancestors here. Ancestors means something which is preceding that tag is ancestor. Okay. So I hope this is clear for all of you. Next one. Child means, what is a child tag? Child tag means here for center, these two input tags are childs. I'm just giving you, try to make you clear with all this terminology, friends. So for center, these two input tags are child tags. Hope this is clear, friends. For a div, again, for a div, these three, center is a child, and again after that, input is a subchild. I hope this is clear for all of you. Next one after that. I hope you are clear with these terminologies, right? What is parent? What is ancestor? What is child? Following sibling means what? When you have multiple tags at the same level, we can identify if you want to traverse from one sibling to another sibling, we can apply this. Suppose if you want to check for this, if you want to locate this, excuse me, locate this second tag, second child, then we can apply following sibling. Following means which comes after another sibling. Okay. Preceding sibling means which comes before. So here among these two, this is a preceding sibling to I am feeling lucky. Which one? Google search. Again, I am feeling lucky is a following sibling to Google search. I think these things should be clear for all of you. Is this clear for everyone, friends? I hope you should be. So that is a quick idea about the hierarchy of your web page, and then about all this XPath hierarchy. What is parent? What is ancestor? What is child? Following sibling and preceding sibling. What we do is let us apply few patterns and try to locate a web element by applying these technical this thing. What we do now, let us see here now. So we already know about CSS selector. We are clear with this, so we don't need to worry about this. So I'm skipping this, friends. Now suppose let's apply what we discussed so far, all that fundamentals we discussed with this hex path hierarchy about this preceding sibling, following sibling, parent, ancestor, child, all that we'll discuss here. So now let us apply this. So this is what now we are applying. You can see we want to locate this Google search. Okay, if you want to locate this Google search, one quick option is what you can copy this and you can. This is how we. This is an XPath. But if you come here to the web page and if you paste here, okay, let's paste here and then say here at the end put double slash. Right? If you want to identify something, you should say we had discussed this in the last class. First, you should declare double slash, which says start of your XPath tag, and then we have to choose all different types of tags here. Why we are declaring input here? Because the tag starts with input here, so that's why we put input here. Now, if you see when we pass this input value equal to value equal to Google search, it is not giving us a unique tag here. A unique means it's not just giving one match. It is not giving one match, but you can see here we have two matches. How many matches are there? Two matches for Google search. But for me, I cannot have two matches. I need a unique match. I don't want two matches. You see, you can see here one match under style tag. and one match under, there is no style. You can see here, no style. And if you see, this is actually finding, locating this actual Google search button at the left window. When I just place my cursor on this code block, you can see Google search button got selected. Suppose if you see here, this one, when I place my cursor in this on this block, you can see under this style button, you can see when we place cursor here on this block, we don't see this button is getting selected. Which button? Google search button. Means which tag is properly identifying this Google search button. You can see this tag. You can see when we just place cursor on this, automatically the button is getting selected, or the button is getting located. You can see that got highlighted in some colors here at the left side window, right? Are you able to see that? So that means this is the proper tag to locate your Google search button. But there is we have two matches. We should eliminate one match and create a proper XPath tag to find this particular tag alone. So for that, what we do, we have to apply a proper tag writing like this. How do you do? First, right? Here, we can take start from the div onwards. So you start with the div. We'll go one by one. Here you see here. Remove all this first. Let us have a clear idea. So for these tags, which is the parent here, you can see it starts with div somewhere. You can see we'll start somewhere with the div. So put div here. Div will be parent. Okay, anyhow, this is a XPath tag, right? If it is XPath, what is that we should do, friends? We should say double slash here, because that's uh, that make us understand that this is the start of the tag. So then after that div, you can see it picked up the start tag now, slash. Now under that we need a child. So let's say child. So now when you just say child, it is not enough, because div has so many childs. So we have to be very clear. We have to eliminate all that multiple childs under div one by one. Colon. What for which child tag you are searching under div? You are searching for center tag. So you should mention that you are under div, you are looking for a child tag center. That you must specify here. Colon center. This is so we are going very clearly step by step. Now you can see, excuse me, friends. When we say center, after div has a child center. It is trying to find if it is trying to give us two matches as discussed earlier. One with the, you can see a Google search tag under this style. Another one you can see two matches. So another one without style, you can see div and without style tag. Okay, as a sibling. And if you see here, observe carefully, just to see the difference. There is a style present here. So now what is that? Now, of course, what is that you did? You have moved from div. From div, you are trying to find, locate center tag. Again, from center, what you have to do? You have to eliminate one 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 tag from both these two, because here only one is the proper tag to locate this Google search. So the other one, which is giving us as a match, we should eliminate that, because that is not required. So what we should do? What we should do here? See here, simple. Not preceding sibling means what? So let's take this now. So preceding sibling means what? For this center, preceding sibling, let's take this first. Open a square bracket and then pass this here. When you say preceding sibling, what it gives? After center, it goes to the next one. Okay, it goes to the next one. For this center, we are checking for two siblings. Let's take this complete this thing here. Now remove this. You paste the whole part here. Now you see here now. So what you are doing now? You are searching for tags under center here. What you are saying is you are searching for this Google search, and here we are trying to center has, along with center we have one more tag here. See here now. Let me. So this really have eliminated, but I'm trying to be more clear. I know. Let me just show you. When we see this, we have two siblings under due, a style and a center. Okay. And similarly, again under due, a center without style. Now which one we are trying to pick up? We are trying to pick up this tag, center without style under due. See. So for that, what we are doing, we are adding a tag like this. Let us take this now. So put this. Now when we put this, immediately what happened? So you can see here now, it eliminated the other duplicate match, and it picked up the actual one. So when we say asterisk means any of these tags, among this we are saying, so not preceding means what? Preceding means we are not saying eliminate style tag here. So now this time if you see, it is not picking up style tag, it is just choosing what is this? Only a center tag without style here. You got it right? So this is simple. For this center, we are saying not preceding means what? Preceding tag is style. Earlier, preceding tag to center is what? Style. So we are saying not preceding means this center should not have a style. That is the meaning of that. Is that clear? I hope this should be clear for you. So that's why when we pass this, preceding sibling means style is there before center. Not preceding means it didn't pick up that. We are clearly eliminating that. Now, if you see how many matches are here, this time we have only one match. Now, finally, we arrived to the actual, this thing, actual tag. Now, finally, you have to just mention this here. Which one? Input at the rate this one. So just simply say slash input equal to this one. Now you can see here, this have finally located this Google search, the proper Google search tag without any issue. Is this clear now? So finally, you should understand multiple things here. What are those multiple things? In this tag, we are seeing so many things here. We are seeing that we started with some parent tag and moved to the child. There will be multiple tags under due. Maybe you can ask me a question. Manoram, instead of center, I might want to search for some other tag. Then what is that you should say? Whichever the child tag, whichever the child tag you want to search, remove this center and place that, then it will try to locate that particular tag. But for now, under due, I am trying to locate center tag, and under that I want to eliminate style under that, so that I can try to locate that whichever the proper tag I am searching for Google search, there I can move to that level. So that style we have eliminated, and then we have chosen which one. My input tag is Google. So we have mentioned again under center, we are asking to find out which one input tag which is having a Google search. So this is giving us this is a locator which helps us to locate what? To locate this, which one, friends? Google search button without any issue. I hope this is clear for all of you. So that's the idea, friends. Now you can see it is properly identifying this Google search button. So this is how we should create tags to locate your web element in the web page, unique in a unique approach. Is this clear for all of you? Is that clear, friends? Can I get an S from all of you? Is that clear, or any? Did I confuse you? Are you good with this, Santoshi or Harika or Shankar?
Yeah, Mano, if you can just copy paste the link in the
I
chat.
think there is a lot of noise coming, Santosh. I couldn't hear you. So no problem.
Uh, yeah,
We might. Yeah.
yeah.
Um,
Just wanted to you to copy the uh, div link, that you just typed in the chat. So I'll just
oh, okay, got it. This one
send it.
you want me to paste it?
Yeah,
Okay.
the first one. Yeah, the first one.
Sure, sure.
Thanks.
You can have all this as well because we are going to test them now.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
this, you can have all this as well. Let me just paste it
Okay.
here.
Sure. Thanks.
You can take all this, okay? So, did you understand the flow of this tag here, Santoshi and Harika and Shankar? Did you get a clear idea like how this flow is happening from due to child center and child to how we are eliminating the style tag and how we are trying to find out this Google search thing? Is that clear, right? This is how we should do a location search by creating an XPath tag, friends. Okay. Now, similarly, let us try for this. Suppose we have two Google search tags here, and one is sorry, not two Google search. We have two input tags under center. Now we have to find out, like what is following sibling and what is preceding sibling. To test that, for to show you how to identify following sibling, how to identify preceding sibling. Let us apply this. Take this now. Now, if you see, we are very clear now, but how to identify that input tag here? Simply under in this particular web page or web element, that Google search button, you can clearly understand. First thing, suppose if you want to identify Google search, this is the tag we should use, right? Paste it here. Now it identified Google search button here, if you see here, and it is giving us two matches. You can see one under direct center, div center and input. The other one you can see here, a div style center and input. I have a quick question after discussing this, this much time. So for which is the exact match for us? Something which is with div style and center are both are on same level. These two are siblings we can call, which is exact match for us. This one is not exact match. Style and center with this is not exact match, and this is the exact match. Div center and input thing is exact match for us. Okay. Now, suppose I want to move from this Google search to I am feeling lucky. Now, if you see here, when we say slash following sibling, if you want to find out this one, if you want to find I am feeling lucky, you can see I can easily find out this one by how, see here now. When you say this, when you say slash following sibling, you can just have one slash, colon input. Now what happened? What is you are seeing here? It is moving to the next tag. So we started with Google search. Slash following sibling means it has moved to the next tag after Google search. You can see what is the next tag. I am feeling lucky. It moved to that. When we say simply say input means auto, already it is locating that following tag after Google search. So this is a quick idea how this following sibling will is useful for us. This particular keyword, how this is useful. This is useful for us to identify following tags, something after the tag you are searching for. Is this clear now? This is another XPath locator for us. This is how we create, we use following sibling tag keyword and try to search a particular, for a search for a particular tag in your web page. Is this clear now? This is one more. Next one after that. So, and here one after this, you can see input slash. You can see now this gives you what? This gives you, sorry, this identifies input tag Google search in your web page. That is fine. After that, when you say slash following sibling means it will try to go to the next tag after this Google search. And then slash ancestor means what? Ancestor means something we again, a grandparent or grandparent, grandparent. Now, what this will do when I say from here again, you are going back and finding out some ancestor. Ancestor means what? Someone who is from the previous generation, someone who is from the this thing. Now take this, copy this, and paste it here, friends. Then you see this time when we say ancestor center, from that I am feeling lucky. From here, it is just trying to go and pick this center here. Is that clear, friends? When we say ancestor, what happens? Ancestor of one means it pick up this one. Suppose if we say ancestor of two, see here, we have multiple ancestors. right? Suppose if there is another center, and if you say 2 means it will try to go to that another ancestor. But luckily we don't have one more. We don't have center inside center. So that's why when we say one, it is going to the ancestor center and it is giving us two matches. One with a style and center together under div, and another with you can see here just with a div and under that center. That's it. Okay, just to show that difference to you, I am saying that these two tags are different. Maybe you might get confused. Both are centers, both have div. Then what is difference between this tag and the other tag? Simply to see the difference, this tag has what div style and center. That is one tag. Under that, this input tags are there. That Google search and I am feeling lucky. But similarly, there is another tag center where you can easily identify div, and this doesn't have a style here, it just have center alone. Under that you have again input tag. Actually this is our actual location which we need, not the other one. That is having some other purpose there, that's all. You got it right? So now what did we do? See how we are doing a search here. Suppose you want to go back to find some grandparent tag, which is what we call ancestor. So what do? You just started with Google search, which is actually the input tag we need to locate. And then following sibling is input, which is I am lucky. From there you are mentioning ancestor. Ancestor means what? Which is nothing but these two are siblings. Ancestor means parent is ancestor. Ancestor is someone who is before your generation. Before means what? Immediate parent is ancestor. Grandparent is ancestor. Grandparent is an ancestor. So that's why when we say ancestor colon center, it will it has shown us immediately this center thing. Is this clear now? This should give us give you a clear idea. So what is this ancestor tag keyword is all about? Okay. Hope you are following and you are getting a clear idea. I'm just trying to test all this tags here because I want you to understand this terminology clearly. What is following tag? What is preceding tag? And then what is ancestor? And then all these things, friends. Okay, let's test this again. Suppose you want to search for due button. I mean due tag. Same process. So div is also a parent, right? Like center, div is a parent or grandparent. This is a grandparent. Now you want to locate this div tag. Then what do? You copy this. How you can locate? So from ancestor means how it goes. It goes from child to the previous generation. That's why we started with a child tag Google search, and after that, what we are doing here, we are trying to go to the next following sibling means what? The I am lucky tag. And from that, what we are doing, we are trying go back again search for ancestor, which is due tag. Now, when we copy this and paste it here, let me just show you. Paste it here. Now, what happened? You can see here now. This is going to the this is giving us two matches for due, because for this this sibling, the following sibling, I am lucky has how many ancestors? How many due as ancestors? Two due tags. One is with style and center. Okay, you can see here. One is associated with style and center. One due tag associated with just center tag. Center is a child for due, of course. Okay. Now, when we say due of one, what happened? So this is the ancestor for this I am lucky. Then immediately it is giving us two matches for due. You can see here. So this is clear, right, friends? So this is the immediate ancestor for this particular tag input tag I am feeling lucky. And this is actually the following sibling to Google search. For Google search, this is the following sibling. And for this, which is the ancestor due, this is the ancestor due. And when we just declare a tag like this, then it is giving us two matches. And we have to again filter out. We have to filter out whichever the exact tag we want to locate. We can filter out by adding few more this thing on that filter options into your tag, so that you get that you identify that locator that particular tag uniquely, okay, without any duplicate matches, and we can try to process do the automation successfully. I hope this is clear for all of you, friends, right? Is this clear for all of you? So that's about this one. Which one? So I believe you should be able to understand all these terminologies. What are all those terminologies? Excuse me, friends. About this terminologies now. What is parent? What is ancestor? What is child? Following sibling, preceding sibling. Preceding means something before your tag. Suppose in this, let me ask a quick question to you. In this, I am feeling lucky and Google search, which is the suppose I am feeling is some tag you are locating now. For this, which is the preceding sibling? The preceding sibling is Google search. And for Google search, which is the following sibling? I am feeling lucky is the following sibling. And for these two, which is the ancestor? Center can be ancestor, due can be ancestor, and something above it is can be ancestor. And similarly, what else we have here? Child means, what is child here? For center, input is the child. For input, center is the parent. Okay. Similarly, uh, I think we have covered following sibling and preceding sibling. And we also covered ancestor. Suppose for input tag, who is ancestor center? Again, for input tag, due can be ancestor. Again, for the input tag, we can have many more ancestors. I hope this is clear. We all other parent tags at the above that input tag, okay, can be what is that, friends? Can be a ancestor. So that is a quick idea, friends. Hope this is clear for all of you now. I believe I tried to give as much clarity as possible for all these terminologies. Not only that, we tested each and every this keyword with our creating some tags here, some simple tags, and we tried to find out or locate these web elements by applying this XPath hierarchy keywords. I hope this should be clear for you now. So there is another scenario where you can just combine your this one attributes, and then you can locate a web element here. Suppose if you want to uniquely identify this tag, which one this let me just show you. See this? This is the Google search now. So how many matches are there here? We have two matches. One with again center, under center directly we have a input tag. Similarly, if you see, we can see here. One more is this. How many matches are there here? We have two matches. See here. One is this right one. Second one again. Another one more match is here. So this is the one. So now you can also use this attribute. Sometimes this attributes comes into hand in this class or this somewhere. If you see a different attribute compared to other tag, then we can choose those and combine them to uniquely identify this particular web element, this text or this search button or something. Okay. Now you see here, this is actually I'm giving a quick example how to identify or locate a tag by applying this combining these attributes. See here now. We can also identify or locate a web element by combining two or more attributes like this, friends. So what you do, come here. So I don't think this will uniquely identify. It will have the same impact. Why? Because if you see, the class has same attribute here. This attribute is same for this tag, whichever is it is identifying. Suppose if you go to another tag, even there the class is same. For this, in for a matter of this thing, these two tags almost have same attributes. So that's why we cannot have any, we cannot show difference by applying this and operation here. Sometimes if these attributes are different, suppose assume that this class has GNO89A and another tag has here suppose GNO89B. So in that case, that is actually helps us to identify this input tag uh, as a unique tag. Because why? It gives a unique search. Suppose if this class attribute names are different from one another, then if you combine this class attribute with this Google search tag, this Google search value, then it gives us a unique search for us. But for in this case, the attributes are same. Still, it gives us the same match, like two matching input tags Google for Google search. Again, we have to filter out on this to get a appropriate or a proper match for us. So I hope this is clear for all of you friends, right? So, but I'm just giving an idea that if needed, you can combine, you can create a XPath tag with multiple attributes like this by combining with AND operation or operation. Even in that case, this helps us to identify tags in an efficient way. Okay. So this is another scenario. Applying what? Applying this logical operators on these attributes to uniquely identify your tags. But of course, in this case, this is not giving a unique match, but this is just a use case for you that to make you understand that we can also combine what is that? We can also combine attributes with these kind of logical operators in a XPath tag. Okay, this should be clear for all of you friends. Is this clear, friends? Hope you are clear. Next one. So this is all about this XPath hierarchy, understanding the terminology of XPath hierarchy, right? So by now you should be very clear with parent, ancestor, child, following sibling, preceding sibling. So what's your response on this, friends? Can I get an yes or no from you in the chat box in the comments? So what's your response? Please share me your answer, yes or no. And you can just validate. You can apply these tags and validate this. This thing here, validate. You can try validating, and then we apply that. Maybe if you ask me, Manoram, we didn't try to do any search here. So can we try and search here? See, if you are able to locate here, then we can just copy it and apply here. Not a big issue. You got it right? No problem. Today, my focus is on this only, friends. What is that? Trying to understand, make you understand all this stuff. Tomorrow, I will quickly test all these scenarios and then switch to the next topic. Okay. So now, anyhow, one more scenario we need to quickly test it, deep dive and test that. So let us see here. What is this? Suppose when you are just testing some tags, and here, if you see, this is a quick example. If you are locating a valid tag, and if that tag, that keyword exists in the in the web page, then it is fine. It will try to locate that particular web element. Suppose this is the one I am passing to class name, the value I am passing to the class name. And if this doesn't exist, then what happens? Let us see. This is one more use case for you. This is one more use case, right? Run as and Java application and then okay. Now you can see when we tried this, see what is that it is giving us somewhere you can find no such element exception. What is the meaning of this? So whenever you are creating an application, if you are passing some improper keyword or something improper class name or improper ID name or invalid ID name or invalid class name, invalid tag name, if you pass something like this, then it leads to an exception. What is that exception? That exception is no such element find exception, no such element exception. So make sure you are passing a valid locators here, valid attributes or valid values to these locators. I hope this is clear for all of you friends. So that's the idea. Suppose let us take this. Mm, let us take this one, this tag. Let us test this now. Here in this, what we do, not this one. We can choose a find element by. What is that tag we should choose if you want to apply XPath, friends? Copy this here and paste it here. If you want to apply XPath, so let's try here. Let's see this here. Remove this and then find element by XPath, right? So here by dot choose XPath here. This is what we need here. And then you can copy this to locate this Google search in your this thing where in your web page. So paste it here and then okay. Just a minute, friends. I think 1 minute. Sorry, friends. Just a minute. So, friends, here, so you have to choose this XPath here and put it in the codes. Let's test it now. Put it in the codes like this, the whole thing till this, I believe, and then put semicolon. Somewhere there is an, we can remove this actually. And then here we can start. I believe we didn't close all brackets here. You can see one thing, we have to close this outer bracket as well. Okay. Now we should be fine. We closed, we opened one bracket, closed it. So same thing. So first thing, always the easiest way is first you create a tag from the web page. First inspect that web page and try to locate that particular tag or web element from the web page and create a tag here. Then if you can add it in the code, then we don't face any problem here, friends. So once after validating it in the web page, and then if you place it in the code, then it will work fine for us. We can have a smooth execution without any problem. But if you don't, if you directly create a tag and run this, sometimes it might lead to some errors. So to avoid such errors, the best approach is first validate or locate that particular web element here and then copy that tag and test it in your code. That gives you the better way of locating your web element and a better way of automation, friends. Hope this is clear. Let's run this now. So what is this? This is trying to locate this Google search tag. Let's see this now. Right click, run as Java application. Okay, let's see this now. Let's see what happens now. So sorry, this output anyhow. We are trying to bring up this, no problem. We commented that, right? Yes. So now let's run. Let's see if this is giving us the, it is giving us some data or something. No, not this. This is not our expected one. So this is the tag we are passing without a, no problem. This is perfect. Let's run this again one more time. Run as Java application. Okay, this one. Let's rerun it. So this is running here, but this is not bringing. So I believe it is in the same this thing here. So it is giving an error. cannot find element using XPath. Value equal to due. This should be just a minute, friends. Okay, this is related to a tag. That is a jar issue, Shankar. That is a jar issue. So this is identifying the tag, no problem. So then we are adding it with the XPath / div colon center. And then suppose if you directly pass something like this, it should work. Usually this will work for us. / input. We tried a similar kind of XPath tag some time back, okay? This is a simple XPath. Let's try this once. It's not at all triggering google.com first. That is what happening. First, let's see. It should get a google.com thing. Okay, let me do one thing. In the code, first of all, let me comment this and run this first. It is giving me the Google website properly. Oh, this is fine now. We are good. So then in this, what I need is, okay, let me test it again. So close this because, and then let me open this tag now. Okay, we are trying to. Let me run this now. Okay, this should be fine for us. Let's try this now. So there is some issue with this tag. I'll search and get back to you in tomorrow's session. Let's close this session today. But I believe you got a clear idea about all those things, right, friends? Hope you should be fine with this different tags and all this stuff, and XPath hierarchy and all different ways of now locating your web element in the web page by applying this XPath locators keywords like following sibling, preceding sibling, or ancestor, or all this, right? So you should have this clear idea about all this, right? So that's all, friends. We'll this thing I will check and get back to you. We'll fix this in tomorrow's session. Okay. Right. Thank you, friends. Any questions? Please stay back.
Yeah, I will see that. Um, Mano, can you hear me?
Yeah, it's
I will
clear.
stay back. Yeah.
Sure,
Yeah,
sure.
I just wanted to share my screen just quickly.